Struggling to grow your hair back? By the end of this video, you will know the 6 must-dos in order for you to have a successful hair growth journey. Welcome back to day number 7 of 2020 Clarity, giving you all of the clarity that you need all of 2020 in order to make sure that you have a successful year in growing your hair back and filling in every single bald spot that you have. For the best tips and hair growth techniques, make sure you subscribe below, hit that post bell notification so you know exactly when I post a new video every Wednesday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Hey, it's Talitha here, aka the Natural Hair Confidant. The amazing 6 tips that I am going to share with you were essential to me on my hair growth journey, and they are part of every single hair care regimen that I teach to my clients to help them grow their hair back. You will not be successful without these 6 tips. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can learn all of them so that you can be on your own successful hair growth journey too. So let's get right into it. Before I jump into the 6 tips, the first thing that I need you to understand is that hair growth is a holistic approach. You have to do inside things and you have to do outside things in order to make sure that you are doing everything possible and bringing new hair into the most optimum environment in order to sustain and turn into forever growth, right? You cannot just concentrate on the outside and just keep slapping a product on your hair without concentrating on the inside as well. This is what is required in order for your hair growth to flourish and for you to truly reverse your traction alopecia. So tip number 1 is focused on inside moisture. I cannot say it enough. Every single time that I look at someone's picture, when they send me a picture of their hair loss, the first thing I see is dry hair. Dry hair, damaged hair, breaks easily, more easily than any other kind of hair out there. You have to keep your strands moisturized. That means not only do you need to put moisturizer on the outside, but they have to be moisturized from the inside. In order for them to be moisturized from the inside, you have to drink 3 liters of water a day. The recommended daily intake is 1, 2, 3 liters of water per day. That's a lot of water. You still need to drink it. Your hair has to be able to get the proper moisture in order for it to remain the strong strand or rebuild into the strong strand that you want it to be. The whole goal is to have forever growth. You're not going to have forever growth if you don't moisturize from the inside out. Your strands are thirsty and they need to be moisturized from the inside out. The next tip is more focused on moisture on the outside. The best way for your hair to remain moisturized on the outside is knowing your hair's porosity. If you do not know what your hair porosity is, then you don't know how your hair will either absorb or repel whatever moisturizer you're putting on it. Knowing your hair porosity is the first step into making sure that you use the proper moisturizer that helps your hair stay moisturized throughout the entire day. Tip number 3, covering your hair. Do not ever put terry cloth or cotton items on your hair. Not only do they absorb your moisture, but they also absorb the natural oils in your hair that your hair uses in order to keep it naturally moisturized as best that it can. Terry cloth and cotton sucks it all out. So when you wash your hair, when you get out of the shower, do not put a towel on it. Put a t-shirt on it. The t-shirt is going to absorb the moisture, but it's also going to leave the essential oils in your hair that you needed in order to help it maintain its own moisture. Your hair has natural oils that will naturally help it. You need to leave those. Terry cloth and cotton, remove them, which also means that when you go to bed at night, you should also be either sleeping on a satin pillow or wearing a satin bonnet. Cotton pillowcases removes the oil as well as your moisture. You don't want that either. It puts extra stress, especially on the new strands that you have coming in. It puts extra stress on your tresses, and that defeats the purpose of you doing all this hard work during the day with low manipulation and everything else that you're doing in order to maintain it if you're just going to go to bed and stress it out all night. Tip number 4. You need to limit the amount of time that you have your hair in a wig. Your hair being a wig is detrimental to the inside of your hair because the sweat that your hair produces has a chemical in it called lactic acid. The lactic acid eats up the strong structure of your hair, which is called keratin. It eats it up throughout the entire day. So if you have it covered as much as possible, your hair is being eaten from the inside out, which defeats the purpose of everything else that you're doing throughout the day and at night when you're covering it up. You need to find hairstyles where you can wear and hide your hair loss without having to be in a wig for the majority of the day. I'm really curious. Comment below and let me know about how much per day do you guys feel like you are spending in your wig. Is it 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours? Just comment below and let me know. I'm really curious to know how many hours per day you guys are spending in your wig, because you need to be minimum. When you're growing your hair back, you want to do every single thing possible to protect not only the current strands that you have, but the new strands that you have coming in. Tip number 5 and 6 is all about getting the right love to your strands. So tip number 5, make sure whatever product you are using is non-comedogenic. Non-comedogenic is basically a fancy word for saying that it doesn't clog up your pores. You do not want to use products that are clogging your pores and hair follicles up, because that is going to prevent the much needed nutrients from getting inside under your scalp into the root of your hair so that your hair base can regenerate new cells and start to form new strands. That is defeating every single thing that you're doing. Because if your hair cannot get the proper amount of nutrients to the hair base, then you are not going to form new strands, and you're going to continue to have that bald spot, thin spot that you have. No matter how much moisture, no matter how much satin, no matter how much anything. If your hair can't form new strands and it can't get the proper amount of nutrients, you're not going to be able to fill in your bald spot. Period. If you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you go back and check out day 6 video where I give you an exhilarating, amazing scalp scrub to help unclog your pores if you have been using products that are clogging to your pores. Something that you can do at home, and it's really quick and easy. Tip number 6. You are what you eat, and it is reflected in your hair. So if you don't have the proper nutrition, your hair is going to show it as well. So your hair follicles, your hair bases, aka the root, your hair protein, if all of these things have been damaged, you know what's happening? You're not having any growth, and you don't have any strong strands. They're not forever growers. So what does that mean? That means that you need to fix them. And there's only one of two ways to fix them. One, you're going to start over and start to rebuild new hair with new strong strands, new proteins, and a better hair follicle. Or you're going to try to rebuild what you have there. Either route that you go, it takes nutrition from the inside out. You cannot rebuild a hair follicle from the outside. It has to come from the nutrition inside under your scalp. Because that is where your hair follicle is located, under your scalp. That is where your hair root, your hair base is located, under your scalp. So the nutrition has to come from under it, which is also why when you're taking a vitamin previously and it hasn't worked on you, that is why the vitamin didn't work. If you haven't checked out my video on the vitamin, make sure you go back and check out. It's pretty amazing. I believe it's on day 4, but I'll link it right here or here, wherever. But if you are taking vitamins trying to grow your hair back and fill in your bald spot, then that means that your body has a hierarchy of needs. And your body couldn't be given the vitamin A, the vitamin C that you need to rebuild collagen and keratin for your stronger strand. It can be given that vitamin A, that vitamin C to something else that it deems more important, no matter how you feel about your hair. Like your eyes, your heart, your lungs, or any other part of the body that your body thinks that is more important than your hair on your head. It is low on the totem pole in getting vitamins, which is why you have to get vitamins directly into it. The easiest and the free way to do that is to eat healthy. Make sure you check out my Facebook page, because every Monday I post a Meatless Monday meal for you to enjoy, because you have to start somewhere. And starting one day a week could end up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But you have to start somewhere. This is a holistic approach. You have to give your strands the best opportunity to not only grow back, but to have the strength in order to withstand everything that it needs to go through while it's trying to be that long, forever growth strand that you're looking for. They call them baby hairs for a reason. And it ain't to slick them and make them look cute. So now you know the 6 must-dos in order to be successful on your hair growth journey. I hope that you found these tips amazing and that you can use them to fill in all of your bald spots and your thin areas, helping you grow forever strands forever. Which is the goal, right? Speaking of forever growth strands, if you are interested in working directly with me and having me help you fill in your bald spot, make sure you go to my website, growmyedges.com, where I have an amazing hair growth program called Push Through, where I help women push strands through their bald spots every single month. I would love for you to be one of them, so make sure you go over and check it out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and if you found it helpful or know somebody else that may find it helpful, make sure you share it. I would love to be able to share all of this information with as many people as possible, helping them regrow all of their hair. 2020 clarity, right? All right, guys, so until next time, I wish you the most growth. Take care.